Our product is aimed at a mainly female audience aged between 15 to 25 years. We chose this as we wanted to have a wide age range, but also not so wide that it would be difficult to properly target our product towards our audience.
Although our audience is targeted mostly to the female gender, the humorous side of our piece allows it to appeal to both genders. The comedy element is frequent throughout, e.g. the boy being lazy, the dog wearing the coat, the typical stroppy teenager, etc. And the romance element shines through at the end with a classic slow-motion stare and the use of a parallel storyline.
Our audience is a typical late teenager, young adult, 17 years old, who is interested in film, music, fashion and photography, but whose character type is slightly leaning towards hipster.
Our audience will come from a range of social backgrounds. We thought that by creating characters within a broad typical teenager-like social group, we'd be able to reach out to a wider audience.
After researching further into our audience with the use of an online survey, we found that most teenagers within this age bracket prefer films with the genre of comedy, romance and drama. Combining all three into the dramedy genre was how we initially decided our target audience, as we wanted to make the core genre of the film most popular choosing for our age range.
Our narrative addresses our audience, as the older part of our audience will sympathise with our characters, as they may relate the situation in the film to past relationships. The younger section of our audience will look up to and idolise the characters, so the storylines relates to the age range of our audience.
The script we created for our opening title sequence had minimal dialogue, as we felt this would be a more effective way of introducing our main characters to our audience. We didn't use much speech as we wanted to leave it up to our audience and for them not to have any preconceptions about the characters before the rest of the film. We thought that this would be a good way of addressing our audience, as it would be much easier for them to connect with the characters immediately, which we felt was important.
We also felt it was important that the audience made an immediate connection with the characters, as it would mean when things go wrong later on in the film, our audience will have more sympathy with the characters and eventually a greater satisfaction when things are resolved.
The soundtrack we used for our opening title sequence was appropriate for our audience, as the tone of the music helped to set the atmosphere we wanted for our film. We felt that the drum, piano and guitar instruments used in the soundtrack helps to relax the audience and set an upbeat, light-hearted mood, which we'd hope to follow on throughout the majority of our film.
However, we also use this relaxed music in order for when the drama element of our film comes, when there is conflict between the two main characters, it'll be more impactful on our audience.
A number of our shot choices we used helped us to address our audience. For example, the zoom in and pan shot of the girl in front of the mirror, along with the close-up shots of the girl's makeup when she is putting it on, helped to make our main female character more identifiable for our audience. Due to our audience being within the same social group, age range and gender as our character, they'd probably be able to relate to many of her morning routines, such as the makeup application.
The way that we have presented the characters in these shots will attract the audience, as they will make a connection with themselves and the main character, forming a trusting relationship and giving the opportunity to sympathise with the character as the film progresses and problems arise.